Hey, I'm Rob Menzies and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing some upgrades to guitars. So just to kind of position this one a little bit, I started off doing a video which you can watch up here. I will put a link up there for you so you can go and have a look, where I basically decided that I wanted to buy a new guitar and we did an unboxing. My old guitar is this one, which is an Ibanez Gio GRX70 guitar. The reason why I wanted to basically change this guitar was because of the single coil pickups. Really enjoyed the humbucker, got a great sound out of it, but basically I only had one setting, and what I wanted to do was move to something where I got a better tone on the other two. What I was finding is that generally the tone came across quite muted, and therefore it didn't make it enjoyable when I was doing distorted tones. Perfectly fine for clean tones, very great for clean tones or that just broken up sound, and actually a really lovely guitar to play. So still got this one, still use it for anything clean. However, what you will see in the other video is gone and bought a new guitar, which is the Ibanez Gio again, GRX70, and in that video that I highlighted earlier on, you will see that I unboxed this lovely guitar. Now there's been a few things that have been happening to this guitar since that unboxing, and basically the main reason that I wanted to get this guitar, as I've just mentioned, is because I wanted to try and go for some humbucker pickups on the neck, and I worked on the very stupid principle that by swapping from single coils to humbuckers that would give me a better tone. Not really understanding that it wouldn't. Now again, both of these have got the Ibanez Infinity pickups. So when I actually got this guitar, which now had a humbucker, it had a humbucker with these Infinity pickups in place, and I'll be honest, I found myself in pretty much the same situation as I did with my previous guitar, kind of questioning, should I have bought it? Now actually I'm glad I did. Amazing guitar, and we've now actually got to upgrade it, and one of the things I love about this guitar is even though my other one is probably thinner in the body, this one's definitely thinner in the neck and makes it a lot more playable. So what I then started to do is trying to find out about what I could actually do to make the guitar sound better. And in doing so, I came across a fantastic video on YouTube by a creator called Jim Lil. If you haven't seen any of his stuff, I will link it up here. One particular video really caught my eye, which was when he created an air guitar. Now let me just explain the process as he's working through to try and figure out what actually changes the tone of the guitar. So first thing that he's highlighted is that, now again I'm going from what he's saying, not my own opinion, not going to try and profess that I know what I'm talking about, just watch someone else and went with it. So you make your own decision, go and watch the video, see what you think. What he was basically saying is woods don't make any difference. You will see him make a guitar out of a bit of a 2x4 piece of wood and it sounds basically the same. The bit that does make the difference is what electronics you've got, starting with the pickup being the microphone for your strings. Next thing is how the positioning of the pickup along the string, obviously the string length, and also the height of the pickup as well. So working on the principle with this particular guitar that the pickups were going to remain in the same place, can't do anything about that. What I can do is I can change the strings. So I've actually gone from standard strings, which are normally a thickness of 46 10 gauge. I've actually dropped the thickness and gone down to a lower gauge string, so drop that one down to a 42 to 9 string. So these are lovely and flexible and good action. What we've then done is raise these pickups. So again, the pickups, all three of them now are very close to basically the strings, so that we get quite a lot of extra tone and extra volume from them. And then finally it came down to actually changing the pickups themselves. So what have I changed over? These are no longer the Infinity pickups in either of them. What we actually have is in the back here, I decided to go for, all of these are DiMarzio. So if you are into your Ibanez guitars at all and you go and look at the top end guitars for Ibanez, the ones that really cost you a fortune, you will see they've all got DiMarzio pickups in, and that was good enough for me as a brand to go for. I did some research and started listening to different tones and figuring out the kind of pickups that I really like in the different positions. And what we've got here is a super distortion humbucker that is in the bridge setting. We've got a true velvet recommended by Nita Strauss. I mean, how can you argue with Nita, basically? Middle one is that true velvet pickup. And then for the neck pickup, we have gone for an Air Norton. So again, try to mix these up a little bit. I really like the Air Norton on the bridge in particular. I've been watching lots of other videos where we could see some really nice tones that were coming out of it, and in particular I know that the True Velvet one is supposed to be really good for those clean tones. As you will see as we go through this video, what I'm actually finding is the quality of sound that you get out of this single coil True Velvet pickup is really amazing, and I'm actually starting to use this already if I'm doing some solo work with the super distorted sound. I'm actually finding this is a great pickup to actually capture that. It really gets an amazing amount of sustain. All of these do really, but actually to get that clarity and sustain even right the way up the fretboard, this thing is absolutely amazing. So really great. So what are we going to do now? The rest of this video is going to be a complete and utter sound check. It's not going to be the most exciting video in the world, but if you want to be able to have a clear understanding of how you swapping over pickups is going to make a difference to the sound of the guitar, this is the video for you. What we're going to do, before I had these pickup changed, I went away and I basically recorded sounds on this guitar. What I've then done is come back, recorded the same sound on this guitar again with new pickups, and I'm now going to play them back to back, side by side to you. Now what I'll quickly do is just show you on the fretboard where I'm actually going to be recording these, but what you will see very clearly and very easily, and you'll start getting the sound of that, is we will get the different tones and the different sounds from the old and the new pickups. So you'll be able to see by changing the pickups and adjusting the height what a difference you're able to make. So just confirming the setup today, the way that this is going to work is we're going to have the guitar that is going into my IRig HD2, which is going into my laptop, and that is going into Amplitube 4. With each one of these playthroughs, what I'm going to do is show the settings that I've used in Amplitube. So I'm keeping all of the settings the same, so any tonal changes that you hear is going to be due to the changes in the pickups and the settings of the pickups. So hopefully that gives you a consistent theme, and I'll show you as we go through what pickup we're on and also what setting we're on within Amplitube. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to test for you is basically going to be off of Bon Jovi's Wanted Dead or Alive. This is using the high strings only, and we're going to do a run coming down the fretboard. Now in each of these will be high tones, but what we're going to do is work through and play the same thing with all 5 settings on the pickup. Okay, so next section we're going to do is then move up to the top of the neck. So we're going to be looking at some more lower tones, this time more of a strum effect. So again, you can pick up how this sounds strumming all of the strings, and again we're going to use Wanted Dead or Alive here and just use a little section of what you play through. Okay, next one we're going to do, again we're staying on the low side, we're staying clean. What we're going to do is do the introduction for Paradise City. What this tends to do is pick out individual strings, so you get the definition between low strings and high strings, low notes and high notes, so you can see the clarity of those as you're playing through them. So let's do that. Okay, so this time around what we're going to do is we are going to move to distorted tones. We're going to use a couple of riffs out of a song called Little Devil by The Cult. Again, we're going to stay up high on the fretboard here, and this will give you distorted tones and an idea of both low and high strings, how that sounds across the different pickup ranges. So let's just do that. Okay, so this time we are heading for the mids. So we're going to move to the middle of the fretboard and we're going to move to the middle strings specifically. So this time we're playing Money for Nothing by Dire Straits. And again, this is going to give you a great opportunity to see how literally right in the middle, so no bass, no treble, right in the middle, how does that sound? Okay, this time moving to a Guns N' Roses favourite, so we are now moving on to Sweet Child of Mine. Again, just doing the intro of that. Now this time we're up at the 12th fret, so we're coming up the neck here, and it's giving you a chance to see how that note definition really comes out between the pickups. To be honest, this is the one where I'm expecting you're going to start seeing more, because we've got distortion and we're up above the 12th fret, so from here on in you're probably more likely to hear a tonal difference than you will have done previously. So let's just run through it. So this time around what we're going to do is do a bit of a run at the end of the solo of a song called Unskinny Bot by Poison. Again, this is a bit of a run and it is working on frets between the 12th fret and up to the 22nd fret, so it's giving us the really high end of the fretboard with the really high notes, so it gives you a chance to see how that definition comes out. So let's do that. Okay, so just want to have some closing thoughts and talk to you about my feelings around these swap overs, see if you feel the same way. What I've really found is, number one, this has been a step forward. This was really worthwhile doing. Now, admittedly, what I will say is the pickups are probably about the same price as the guitar, but what I've ended up with is a great guitar with great pickups for a very affordable price. So for me, this was really worthwhile doing. What I have noticed with these, and again I'm not sure how much you would have picked it up as you go through, my personal feeling is these pickups do not play well together. What do I mean by that? Individually, I think these pickups are fantastic. So if you're just on the humbuckers or you're just on the single coil, really great sound. Where they don't start working well is position 2 and position 4, where they're split pickups. Don't think it gives you the best tone, but I've got to say I'm still really happy with it, because actually that has given me a massive upgrade from where I was previously, so really happy with that. What I'm also finding as well is, unlike the previous Infinity pickups where I could only use the bridge, I'm really happy in moving on to both the single coil and the neck pickup, not only on clean but also distorted tones as well, and I'm finding that it's opening up a world of difference for me when I'm basically playing distorted songs and wanting to get different tones out of this guitar. So from my own point of view, I think this has been a fantastic upgrade. If you've made it this far in the video, I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you're planning on doing an upgrade on your guitar, then I would highly recommend some DiMarzio pickups, and I would highly recommend these ones in particular. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks very much for your time, and see you again soon. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please remember to not only like the video but also hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos like this in the future. Thanks again for watching, and see you again soon.